And on today's episode, we're going to take a close-up look at the most Instagram spots in the United States, starting with where else? Times Square in New York City. And who would dream of coming to New York, the most visited city in the United States with over 62 million visitors, and not stopping into Times Square, getting that selfie in front of the signs, getting the signs, doing the street photography, you know what I mean? That selfie spot, you can't miss it. The steps right here, right on the other side of the tickets booth, all the way at the top, all the way up here. You're looking right down that way. It looks really cool. Now, before we leave New York, we can't forget about the Statue of Liberty.
Lady Liberty has been standing watch since 1886. She was a gift from France that was intended to be a symbol of democracy and freedom the world over, and a big thank you for the U.S. finally closing the door on slavery after the Civil War. Now, pro tip, the best angle to get a great shot of the statue comes from the water. Take the Staten Island Ferry or one of the many cruises for a water shot.
Next walking tour of the Freedom Trail.
Next up, we're in Boston, where every block is a living history lesson, from the graveyard where Paul Revere and John Hancock were buried to the old State House where the Tea Party was born. I happen to love the most photographed street in the city, Beacon Hill's Acorn Street, all cobblestones and brick, which looks as colonial today as it must have back in the 1700s. You walk these narrow brick sidewalks past iron gates and gas lamps, and you can practically hear the clip-clop of the 18th century still echoing. Acorn Street was once home to coachmen and artisans in the early 1800s. Now, it's home to some of the most expensive real estate in the city and a constant stream of photographers chasing that perfect shot. If you come early, you'll have it mostly to yourself. By mid-morning, you'll be sharing the street with wedding shoots, Instagrammers, and onlookers. Washington, D.C. has many great monuments, but none get photographed as often as the back-to-back Lincoln and Washington memorials. They both look incredible, especially at sunrise, with 19-foot-tall Abe Lincoln seated, watching over the reflecting pool. And you get to see this incredible glow over the water at sunrise, looking back at the Washington Monument, which, of course, was named after our nation's first president. In Chicago, there's deep dish pizza and riverside architecture tours, of course, but the real action happens right here at Millennium Park, just steps away from the Chicago Art Institute. This gleaming sculpture is officially called Cloud Gate, but everyone knows it as the Bean, one of the most photographed landmarks in the Midwest, and easily one of the most creative pieces of public art in America. It was designed by British artist Anish Kapoor and unveiled in 2006. The Bean is made of 168 stainless steel plates welded together so seamlessly it looks like liquid mercury dropped in the middle of the city. The shape and arch reflects Chicago's entire skyline, the clouds above and the crowd below. It's interactive art. You're not just looking at it, you're part of the sculpture the second you step up to it. In Philadelphia, you've got the historical gems like Independence Hall, where the Founding Fathers signed the Declaration of Independence, and the Liberty Bell, which is one of the most recognizable symbols of freedom in the world. But let's be honest, the spot that brings the biggest smiles and the most camera phones is right here at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, home to the famous Rocky Steps. These 72 steps have been immortalized since 1976, when Sylvester Stallone's Rocky ran up them during his training montage. And of course, he kept running up them over and over again in the many sequels as well. Nearly 50 years later, people still come from all over the world to do the exact same thing: run, turn, raise their fists, and pose for the ultimate victory shot. It's not just a movie moment, it's a shared experience, a celebration of effort, optimism, and grit, everything that Philadelphia stands for. Down in Orlando, welcome to Walt Disney World, selfie central for the planet. 50 million people visit here every year, which means more Kodak moments in one place than anywhere else on Earth. Every corner is a photo backdrop, fireworks over the castle, kids in mouse ears, and families capturing their once-in-a-lifetime moment. The centerpiece, of course, is Cinderella Castle. It rises 189 feet high, framed perfectly at the end of Main Street, and no matter how many times you've seen it online, the first time you see it in person, it is magical because this is the magical kingdom after all. A few hours south, we trade castles for coastlines. Welcome to Miami Beach, where Ocean Drive glows pastel by day and neon by night. This is the Art Deco district, a living postcard from the 1930s, where every building feels like it was designed with a camera in mind. You've seen it in movies, music videos, and TV shows, the curved corners, chrome details, and soft turquoise facades that has made South Beach world famous. Meanwhile, in the heart of America, we stop into St. Louis, Missouri, which calls itself the Gateway to the West. The centerpiece is the Gateway Arch, a 630-foot stainless steel monument that curves gracefully over the Mississippi River, and it stands tall all over St. Louis. Now, this is not only the tallest monument in the United States, it's also, naturally, one of the most photographed. It is deceptively simple. Two perfect curves meeting in the sky. Most people get great shots of the arch from in front of it, but they also have a ball going inside and running to the top for a cool shot of the St. Louis skyline on one side or the Mississippi River on the other. Our next stop is New Orleans for color, emotion, and a look unlike any other American city. The French Quarter is a photographer's dream. The buildings date back to the 1700s. Wrought iron balconies, pastel stucco walls, and those tall shuttered windows that open straight onto the street. My favorite shot is majestic Jackson Square in the St. Louis Cathedral. It's one of the most photographed spots in the city, and for good reason. The cathedral towers rise above a swirl of street performers, painters, and fortune tellers, and it's just incredible to look at. Out west, San Diego delivers 32 million visitors a year for one reason: great weather and light. Coronado Beach, just over the bridge from downtown San Diego, is home to one of the most photogenic hotels in America, the Hotel Del Coronado, or just the Del. Built in 1888, it's one of the last great wooden Victorian beach resorts, all red turrets, white siding, and Pacific sunshine. Now, the Del isn't just a hotel, it's a movie star. It played a major role in Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe, and it was home to L. Frank Baum, the author of the Wizard of Oz books. Beyond Coronado, San Diego has so much more to photograph. Sunset Cliffs, where waves crash below Golden Rock, La Jolla Cove with its sea lions and turquoise water, and of course the San Diego skyline reflected across the bay at night. It's one of my favorite skylines. Moving up the California coast, we land in San Francisco, home to one of the most photographed landmarks on Earth. That would be the Golden Gate Bridge. No matter how many times you've seen it, nothing prepares you for that first glimpse, that massive orange span stretching across the bay, often half hidden in fog like a dream taking shape. I was once asked where to get the best shot of the bridge, and my answer was that there wasn't a bad one, and that's true. The bridge opened in 1937. At the time, it was the longest suspension bridge in the world, nearly 2 miles long, built in winds and tides that engineers once said would make the project impossible. But they built it anyway, and now some 40 million cars drive over it every year. The easiest place to get a great shot of the bridge is at Crissy Field, once a military airfield, now a park where the bay turns into a giant mirror. For a more dramatic look, head down to Fort Point beneath the bridge. The brick fort was built during the Civil War, and it's one of the most cinematic views anywhere. Alfred Hitchcock used it in Vertigo. But the postcard shot, the one you've seen 1,000 times, is from the Marin Headlands at Battery Spencer. It's a massive climb up the hill, but it's worth it. You'll be looking down at the Golden Gate Bridge with the city of San Francisco right behind her. This is your money shot.
And finally, we finish our coast-to-coast look at the most Instagrammable landmarks across the United States. Where else but right here in Hollywood, USA, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, where every visitor turns into a filmmaker once they pick up their phone, right? The most popular stop is right here on Hollywood Boulevard, where every day thousands of people stroll the Walk of Fame, finding their favorite stars beneath their feet, from Barbra Streisand and Jack Nicholson to Mickey Mouse and Michael Jackson. Let's be honest, the photo that everybody wants is the Hollywood sign, right? There are a few ways to get it, though not at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You can go over to Griffith Park and get a great view of the sign. You can hike up the hill for an even better one, or go over to Lake Hollywood Park, where I am right now, where you can actually park the car, get out, and get up close and personal with the Hollywood sign. When we come back from the break, we're going to leave the big city and head to some of the most Instagrammable small towns, back roads, and national monuments, so stay tuned. Before the break, we took a look at the most Instagrammable travel spots in the United States. Now we're going to leave the city, the hustle and bustle, and check out some of my favorites, national parks and small towns.
There are over 50 national parks, and one that Instagrammers appear to love more than any other is the huge Grand Canyon in Arizona. A mile deep, 10 miles wide, and 270 miles long. It's a real stunner. Now, you could stand where Teddy Roosevelt did in 1903 when he said, "The ages have been at work on it, and man can only mar it." And he was right. Well said, Teddy. Number 2, Yosemite National Park. Now, over in California, Yosemite has been inspiring photographers for generations, from Ansel Adams to all those smartphone users today. The granite cliffs of Half Dome and El Capitan rise like cathedrals, and the waterfalls change with every season. Number 3, the Oregon coast. Now, if there is one single stretch of highway that defines photogenic, photo-worthy, it's the Oregon coast. It's 363 miles of cliffs, beaches, and fog, and every bend feels like a postcard. My favorite is Haystack Rock at Cannon Beach, one of the most recognizable silhouettes in America. This huge rock just sticking up out of the water. Now, pro tip, arrive at low tide to catch reflections in the sand, but frankly, any time is a good time to be in Cannon Beach, which is about 90 minutes from Portland. Number 4, Route 66. Few roads have captured the world's imagination like Route 66, which is known as the Mother Road, stretching from Chicago to Santa Monica. It's part history, part Americana, part endless photo op. Classic cars, neon diners, vintage motels. Every stop is an award winner. The key shot? Well, how about that long stretch of 2-lane highway disappearing into the desert? For bonus points, add a Route 66 road shield in the foreground. It's an instant Instagram classic. My favorite spot for that is actually in Arizona, at the top of the road from Kingman to Oatman, just outside the Cool Springs station. Number 5, you got Big Sur, California, south of Carmel by the sea. Big Sur might just be the most beautiful 90 miles of coastline in the world. It's certainly some of the most dramatic. The star attraction is the Bixby Creek Bridge, curving along cliffs that drop straight into the Pacific. It's almost a symbol of California. Built in 1932, it's been in dozens of car commercials and many TV shows, and it's so popular as a selfie spot that parking is really hard to come by on weekends. Number 6, we're headed to Utah and Zion National Park, where it looks like a painting come to life. The red cliffs, the green valleys, the winding Virgin River make it one of the most photographed places in the world, and of course one of the most popular. The must-see shot is the Narrows, where you wade through water between towering canyon walls. And if you're up for a challenge, Angel's Landing offers a 360-degree view that is pure drama. And it's not for the faint of heart. It's a very hard climb. Number 7, we're going to go to Arches National Park, also in Utah, in Moab. where you will find more than 2,000 natural sandstone arches. The most famous is the Delicate Arch. It's so iconic, it's on Utah's license plate. This is a 45-minute hike uphill, and when you reach it, you're going to feel like you stepped onto another planet. Number 8, let's go to Monument Valley on the Arizona-Utah border. This is the Great American West that you've seen in so many Western movies. Monument Valley. 2 giant buttes rising from the desert floor, framed by endless sky. That's one great shot, while the other is the open road leading to the buttes, made famous by Forrest Gump. Number 9, Mormon Row in the Grand Teton National Park. Few spots capture the old American spirit like this old barn. These historic homesteads were built by Mormon settlers in the early 1900s, and the Molten Barn is the star. It's often called the most photographed barn in America. At number 10, Mount Rushmore, South Dakota, one of America's most famous monuments carved into the granite face of the Black Hills. Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln, 4 faces 60 feet tall and over 2 million visitors a year. So there you have it, 20 of America's most Instagram national landmarks, from big cities to the back roads, from Times Square to South Dakota's Mount Rushmore. You know, they're just a handful of so many of the amazing photo spots in the USA.